Einfach nur toll. Nur toll. Einfach nur toll. Yeah.
Diamonds are full of champagne.
The second album. It's a good album though. And it isn't all that different from what Suicide is really. It's kind of weird.
Melodies, a speedway, laser lights. A smile, a royal flush, fantasies. A soul
Disinfectant. Heh.
for the skies. A soul for the skies. Disco, fast action, night dreams.
But already fucking blocked that info. I don't want no sports on my TL.
Fancy suits, temptations. Thrills that should be none under candlelights. Diamonds are full
It's not smoke weed, smoke weed.
a soul for the skies, a soul for the skies, a soul for the skies. Mr. Ray, hey hey, hey hey, Mr. Ray, hey hey, hey hey, I see. Super cop, triple A, triple A, triple A.
Boring. What? We got blueberries. American blueberries. Sounds delicious.
There I was, standing around on the street.
Give me a scoot.
Saw this lady, she's over here. flying high, feeling good. And all of a
Starting a
sudden,
new piece today.
afternoon comes over. He
Who
says,
knows what it's gonna be?
"Is it me?" I said, "You." Goodbye.
Do some outlines first.
Mr. Ray, hey, he said, you're under arrest. Yeah, be my guest. You're going down to jail town. You're going down to the jail town.
Not really. Be a tree. Super tree kind of dude. Right here. The road coming out the side of a mountain. Like that. Horizon of view, whatever that may be. Alright. The phone is charging right now, so.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Here's Calvin. Oh. He's over there somewhere. He's under my bed. Oh wait, no. There's no under my bed anymore. Taking all my cornbread.
Sweetheart, a sweetheart, a sweetheart, I love you. Let's make it tonight. A sweetheart, a sweetheart, I love you. It's alright. Let's
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it tonight. A sweetheart, a sweetheart, a sweetheart.
Do, 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 do.
I love you. I need you. I need you.
Cowboy being annoying as hell.
Sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you for loving me. For loving me. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart.
Okay.
I love you. I love you. Miss you so much, babe. So long. So long without you.
Could be a cancel or something over here.
You gotta come home to me. Oh, you gotta come home soon.
Do wop bop 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 do wop bop 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 bop. Let's fucking go. Pretty sure the set of the record doesn't start on this song. Oh, okay.
Diamonds are full of cool champagne. A woman I kinda like cocaine. Melodies are sweet. Laser lights. A smile, a royal flush, fantasies. A song for the skies.
Set of the mountain right there.
For the skies, a song for the skies.
Ooh.
Mr. Hey, 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 I see. Super cop, triple A, triple A, triple A.
Got a little gate here. Gate. So it appears to be a tower or something. Where should I be? The sky?
Standing around on the street, looking for high. Saw this lady, she says, "Come over here, I got something for you. I'll get you up, I'll get you up. Oh yeah." Here I was,
Kind of looks almost Skyrim-esque.
feeling good, and all of a sudden, yeah, this dude comes over. He says, "Hey, you." I said, "Me?" I said, "You." Goodbye.
This could be another mountain. Building high. Little tower at the base of another mountain. Doing mountain
Mr.
action.
Brittany. Hey, hey. He said, you're under arrest. Yeah, be my guest. You're going down.
Erasing some of these lines just
You're going down to the jail town.
let my mind wander a bit. Let my mind read some things. Yeah, these lines start off with I don't have to stick with them necessarily. So it's nice to just erase some the creativity flow. With the picture paint itself, basically. Yeah, that's not gonna be. Just more, just painting of nature as opposed to something abstract or weird. It'll just be a mountains, a tree, some foliage, tower gate. And I'm not working on a canvas right now. Working on paper. So maybe at some point I'll transfer this to a canvas, so I don't have to get exactly what I want right now. But it is good to start. Good. know, I almost did I did start a different piece, which I never finished. It's around here somewhere. Where it's basically like this, you know, kind of a road coming around a bend of a tree or grass or foliage or whatever. Inspiration was like a Gustave Moreau painting. And I don't want to copy it one for one. Here we go.
Miss you so much, baby.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
So lonely without you.
But it was like a guy on horseback going around a corner, going around a bend.
Oh, you gotta come home soon.
No, not this one. Looking at this now, I think something like this would be cool to do. It's kind of like a mythical scene in nature. That would be cool. This guy's awesome. Fucking Gustave Moreau. The tired since war. Yeah, I keep seeing like a man on horseback. I don't really know how to draw a horse, but I guess this would be a good time to learn. It wouldn't be that hard, I guess, if I just analyze it. Ah, that's pretty cool too, a cliff with the horizon low. Maybe at some point I could do that. Yeah. Cliff. Have a little perspective on the gates right here would be kind of cool as well.
Fast money music. Fast money music. It's still DC. It's still DC. Slap you on the hand. You take it on the run. You look the other way. You look the other way. Fast money music. Fast money music.
Yeah, it keeps seeming like a horse. Just to draw a horse on the front though. Let's see this. Let's try it out. Fuck it. A horse. What a majestic thing. Up on the side. On the front-ish. Something like this. Not a lot of head-on horse pictures, huh? See, except for this one. Horse head. This one's up. Horse Bros, I think we're back. Kind of looks like another leg there. Open. This leg. This seems to be a weird angle right there. Oh, there. That makes sense. The horse bro slowly coming to life here. Horse head. First time drawing a horse. It looks really weird. The first Snottian horse. Oh my god. Now that's a weird looking horse. I think we could fill out the details as I go along. Can you see it? It's kind of hard to see. Looks weird. We'll fill it out. Hey, what's up, Anthol? What's up, Scroat? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Painting a snod weasel horse. Whoa. I might have to make him half weasel, I think. Yeah, I'm drawing. Starting something new here. It's kind of like the. Hard to see. Let me turn the light on here.
Yeah, they call him the Bebop Kid. The Bebop Kid.
It's kind of like the
Bebop.
dungeon or castle. Mountain, tree right here. I got this road.
You know what he did?
This road going around the tree there. Kind of looking like a Skyrim or Elder Scrolls type thing. Something more naturey, I guess. Let's see what that turns into.
And you know what happened, man?
Painting on paper right here.
They give him a knife right across his face, man.
Very much the trial and error part of the process, so a lot of things may change. But the horse looks not that bad. Oh shit, what the fuck? I forget that colored pencils show up darker if the canvas is wet. It's a weird. It's close. It's a fair horse, you know, for my first time. You know, his little eyes right there. Grab some coffee. Hell yeah, bro. Let's go. Some mozzarella sticks, nice. I think I might get a snack as well. This 35 minutes of sketching has got me hungry, not gonna lie. Get some coffee as well. But I feel like I'm pretty much done with the Schwangel thing. There's a few things I guess I could have changed here and there, but I didn't want to focus too much on it. You know. I was feeling like I needed to be done with it already, so yeah, I just wrapped it up. Turned out pretty good in the end, especially with that landscape in the background with the stars and the mountain. That really made it pop. I had a picture of that painting before I added that, and it was definitely missing something like that. Hell yeah, thank you, Screwed. Yeah, it's kind of like naturey. Little castle in there, you know. Like I'm getting like Skyrim vibes from it. Like walking around in Skyrim. I'm a lonely snot, I ain't got no home. I'd seen a few clips of the Frogman on Instagram. He's got a crazy voice. Like that crazy low fucking voice. Crazy. Snodross, yeah. the Snodross stream. Wait, now that I got my horse, I did want to draw somebody on the horse, actually. And I've never drawn somebody on a horse, let alone a horse. Let's try it out here. There's a time for everything, you know. I say often, I'm not trained in this stuff, so sometimes you just gotta learn by doing. There we go. Coming out alright, I guess. You know, of course, there's always time to tweak something if it doesn't come out good. There we go. That's a fair guy on a horse, that thing. Knight. Might as well make him a knight, right? A little helmet of some sort. Some armor. That would be cool. I don't think I've ever drawn a knight. A whole bunch of Snodian firsts on this little painting right here. This little drawing. Full of fried cheese right now. Ooh. I'd heard that song before, but I really like the song. Scrode posted him once. Oh shit. Yeah, it is a good song. Shout out to the frog, man. You would have loved Cat. Drink some coffee, write me out, let's go. Draw a portrait of Scrode. Yeah, I could do that one of these days. It's not a bad idea. Like I could draw one of the Renaissance painting Scrodes that you made. Just use that as a basis and do it in my style. That would be cool. That would actually be cool. Yeah. One day. Alright, thumbs go toward the inside. This guy's holding a sword or whatever.
Sweet sexy lady, just like jazz. Oh, sugar.
Going in.
Oh, sugar. Oh, sugar.
Not bad right there.
Oh, sugar.
Sword or something, or a club, possibly. It seems to me, be the modern Zeitgeist. No, artists like they like knights. You see a lot of knights. You see a lot of armor. The more modern people are doing like sharp knights. It's like they combined like death metal logos with armor, and it look kind of cool sometimes. It does seem to be a modern fixation, kind of like in the same way angels. A lot of angels in modern art, modern digital art. It's my job hunt. It's going all right. Health-wise, been doing a lot better. I guess I'm finally detoxing all the way because I've actually been having a good night's rest for the past 3 days, and I think it might be the sodium bicarbonate I'm taking, because there have been nights I've taken aspirin and some nights I haven't. And some nights I've taken magnesium, and some nights I haven't. And the good sleep doesn't really correlate with it all that much, but I have been taking sodium bicarbonate pretty consistently, and I think that does help a lot with the sleep. But yeah, it's going. Nothing on the job just yet. Yeah. I was hoping Walmart might hit me back up so I could get a free drug test or something like that. But yeah, I'm still looking. Been practicing. Well, I got to practice 2 times this weekend, which is pretty nice. One with each band. We were supposed to do one yesterday, but the drummer is being a weenie. And I did tell him, I'm really looking for people who are dedicated, so if he keeps being late or saying he can't practice, I'm gonna have to be a little bit of a dick here. I'm gonna have to tell that nigga, hey, either you come to practice or I'm gonna take your drums. I'm gonna take your spot and I'm gonna tell the guy to kick you out. Or he could kick me out like I got kicked out of that other band. Though I don't think that would happen in this band. It seems the leader of this band is fairly dedicated to. And he does seem to be pretty annoyed by this guy not being able to, put his all into it. So we'll see how that goes. Used to flush weed out of my system. Yeah. Like, I don't know. They say it takes like a month or 6 weeks or so to get all of it, or at least to have it not show up in the piss test. But yeah, it seems that this last week I've been all right. Just show up to practice, yeah, so true. I had a chopped cheese, ooh, but I'm gonna put it in the fridge for later. With the works, dang, that sounds awesome. Like I have a loyal band as of now. For the most part, the leader and one of the guys I brought in seem to care. So I like them, but the drummer seems to be a bit finicky. But if I need to nag him, that wouldn't be out of the question. I had to take a drug test weekly. Damn. When on probation as a teen, I would use Golden Seal and slonk tons of water literally a day before. Passed all the drug tests except for one, which I had to go to Julie for parole. Damn. So Golden Seal, I'm guessing Golden Seal is like a drink you take for flushing out the weed. Yeah, if these drug tests were consistent, I would have done something like that. But since they just dropped it on me for that one interview, I was pretty unprepared for it, and I put too much confidence on my metabolism, and thus I failed. Slong tons of water, yeah. If I get hit with another test, I'm gonna, I don't know if I'll buy the drink just because I don't know if I have the money. I'll definitely drink the water and maybe even do as much time as I can on the treadmill and sweat as much as I can out. Oh, they're pills. Oh, okay, nice. I'll steal them. Dang. Maybe I need to be stealing. Gotta be steal maxing, so true. Unironic. Fried shit weasel sticks, get them while they're crispy. Man, you're making me hungry over here. You're listening to Suicide. The niacin and Golden Seal. Oh, I have niacin actually. I thought I was taking it fairly consistently, but I need to look up a dosage that would help me flush out appropriately. Wait, give me a second here, I'll be right back. Yeah, watch out for you can indeed overdose on niacin. You overload your kidneys and your liver, and who knows what else. So just do a quick googling. Niacin rapide. But yeah, taken every day at low dosages, it can be good for flushing out not just drugs, but like general toxins from the body, heavy metals. It aids in the body's function of flushing out.
you keep that flame burning, baby. Yeah, you gotta keep that flame burning forever, baby. Dream, baby, dream. Yeah, come on, baby, keep them dreams burning. Yeah. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Oh, dream, baby, dream.
Alright, see you, Anthol. See you in a bit. We're gonna be chilling here for a few hours.
Yeah, you gotta make them dreams come true. Oh, keep them dreams burning, baby. Yeah, keep them dreams burning forever.
Turned all red.
Oh, dream, baby,
Oh, nice.
dream, baby, dream, baby, dream, baby, dream, baby, dream,
Yeah, that's the widely available version that makes you flush, turn red. Which, you know, the general function of a flush is pretty good, but you know, such putting your body through that, it does produce, you know, stress hormone response. You could safely flush with niacinamide, which is just vitamin B3. Find some niacinamide powder. I've got some. I always take it with my thiamine, which is vitamin B1. Shh, no. You know, you won't get the flush. You won't get the red skin reaction. Shh, no. Don't lick. Yeah, I remember Sam Hyde with that picture he took, looking like a like a Viking warrior, all red and stuff. Felt like I couldn't breathe, had panic attack. Yeah. That's that stress hormone. So yeah, a lot of easier, less dangerous ways to be flushing the body. Heating up some pork ribs that we cooked the other day. I'll be munching on those in a bit. Mm-hmm. When I originally drew the gate here, it was just flat. But now I kind of came at it from an angle and it looks pretty cool. There's a little bit of a zazz, you know what I mean? Oh. need for you. On a journey, and we're home. We'll never forget you when you smile. It's been a while since we watched that good old Donkey Ollie. We might need to do another one of these days. A little shield on the warrior right here. Does not look that good. We're smoking upon that good as weed. We know you went to the seed and feed. One more journey, then it's Chuck's. Okay. It's coming together, it's coming together. Oh shit, man. Too much. With the doorway a bit too ovally. I think it may be like the ruins at the base of the mountain, maybe. some runes. Mom's already? Oh, okay. Yeah. More snud time. No medieval snottery. Yeah, that's one good thing about Instagram and Twitter. If you are liking art, if you're hearting art, it'll give you some more. And you do get new stuff made, like current art made by people. You know, you're doing this for years now, and you do get a flavor of the modern zeitgeist. And, like during COVID, there was a huge thing for like scribbly moe, like a scribbly anime kind of looking thing. It's probably still around, but I just remember seeing a whole bunch of it during COVID. And now, like I said, there's a whole bunch of angel motifs, a whole bunch of knights. Kind of like a return to psychedelia as well. A lot of colorful stuff. Digital artists do like color. It's kind of like their own psychedelia almost. Digital psychedelia. You know, not all of it is good, of course, but it is still cool to see. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Broken ruins at the base of the mountain right here. Yeah, basically. Inspiration-wise, I'm taking a whole bunch from Skyrim right here, not gonna lie. Skyrim is cool though. Haven't played it once since I stopped smoking. Though I have been tempted to. It's just a lot more fun to do it when you're stoned. Yo, what's up, my brother? How you doing, Perry? Welcome. Oh yeah, Alex Gray. He's awesome. The Tool guy, but he's also got this hyper detailed psychedelic metaphysical art. He's well versed in that kind of stuff, as well as being, you know, a user, a psychonaut. Yeah, he's great. You could trigger an acid flashback. Yeah, it's so true. Oh damn, he did some Schwangel posters? Really? Let me look that up actually. But yeah, I'm starting some new art today. Schwangli. Schwangel by Alex Gray. Oh shit. Let's go. Awesome. Damn. That's pretty cool. Yeah, even added 2 extra eyes, you know. That's pretty badass. You know? Not only a 3rd eye, but a 4th eye. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. There's a lot of eyes on that motherfucker. Oh, from 2015. Nice. So he's been a fan for a while. I think only now. I think it's... Oh, here we go. Oh, shit. Damn. With eyes stretching into infinity. That's pretty badass. Got some more poster art right there. Got this one too with the Matrix motif. Got a few Schwangel paintings, hell yeah. This one's pretty cool. Stretching off into infinity. Yeah, Alex Gray's the bomb. Yeah, Tool videos were one of the first introductions to psychedelia, and boy was it a introduction. You know, even if you go to the 60s psychedelia stuff, you can't. It's hard to find something that's that, you know, colorful and detailed and hi-fi. You typically just get impressions of psychedelia with the older stuff, but when we hit the 90s, it was like, okay, we have all the tools to make this like super detailed and bring it to life as it should be. It's really enthralling, I gotta say. They're on sale, official website. Let's go. Android Jumps. I don't think I know that guy. I'll look him up right now. I gotta check out my ribs though. He really captures the psychedelic experience perfectly. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like if Alex Ross molded everything in sacred geometry. So true. I'll be right back.
Super cop, super cop, triple E, triple E, triple E. Standing around on the street, looking for a high. Saw this lady, she says, "Come over here, I got something for you. I'll get you up, I'll get you up." Here I was, flying high, feeling good, and all of a sudden, that team comes over.
Them smoky ribs.
Is it me? Is it you? Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, initially these were done in the oven, and then well, I think that was like last week or something. I just reheated these in the air fryer. If it wasn't.
Mr. Red. Hey, hey. He said, you're under arrest.
Android Jones.
Yeah, be my guest. You're going down.
Oh, no, not phones.
You're going down.
Oh, is that what the name is a reference to? Android phones, but Android Jones. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, pretty sleek stuff. I like it. Whoa. Pretty nice right here. I like the use of colors. Electro mineralist sheep? Mineralist. I don't know what it means, but it's cool. Transcendia, $180. Hell yeah, man. I dig it. Oh, he's got a Smithsonian exhibit. Oh shit. Pretty badass. Android Jones. Got a store here. Digital multimedia. Psychedelic. One of the leading figures in the visionary arts movement. Oh yeah, that's what they call it, right? Visionary arts. Whoa, you worked on Metroid Prime? Really? Which I never played. I never played any of the Metroid games, but of course. Everybody knows Samus. Aiding Nintendo software. Oh shit, and designing characters for the spin-off Metroid Prime Hunters. Whoa. Really? He stumbled into a dome at Burning Man and changed his outlook on how art influences culture. Whoa. That's pretty badass. I did not know he did work with the video games though. He was invited to represent the Burning Man project at the Smithsonian American Art Museum in DC. Cool. spends his days on a farm in Colorado with his wife and 3 children. Based.
Oh, baby.
Green Line went off. Hell yeah. Let you hear you had a good time at the weed event, my brother. Base lore, so true. The multiplayer is unreal. Huh. Yeah, one day I gotta play it. Let's play something here while I munch pork sausage banger.
Real
This guy's pretty cozy. Wonder if he'll let us watch his videos on stream. But,
decent pork. You know what you're getting. You've made them yourself. Fantastic spice mix. A good British sausage. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick today. Pork sausages, bangers, British pork sausages. In here I've got some mince, and they say it's 80-20. 80 whatever and 20 fat, but it looks like 70-30, but there you go. So there you go, there's our mince. I'm going to just chuck that to one side, and we're going to mix up some spices. The spices are listed in the ingredients as per usual, but we'll just do it here. Okay, I've got white pepper, I've got black pepper, I have sage, salt. In here I have coriander, allspice, which is optional but gives a nice depth, and nutmeg. Also, what happens in the butchers normally add in dextrose, a little bit of dextrose, a little bit of sugary, you know, to give it that little bit of sweetness against the actual spices. Now you can use sugar if you don't have dextrose. This is dextrose, and that's going in there. And then all we do is just mix it. Come on. It's just easier to do it like this rather than throw it in the pork. And then at least it's all mixed up together. Okay, I've got cold water straight out of the fridge. You can use ice cold water if you so wish. That's up to you. And we are using butcher's rusk we made on the channel the other day. All we got to do is get those silica gel bags out of there, those silica gel that we put in, and that is our butcher's rusk. Absolutely fabulous. So we're going in there, spices in, hands in, give it a mix. If you've got gloves on, so be it. If you don't, there you go. Just give that a mix in. We're just going to bring that into that pork to start off with, and then we're going to add our cold water. Now this mix, when I've mixed it, is going to stand overnight. It's going to be bagged, shoved in the fridge to get all those flavors into the pork. And then what happens with the rusk absorbs the fluid from the water and the pork. It rehydrates in there, and it will give us a more moist sausage. So we're going to start adding our water, and what we're going to do is just mix it in until it goes tacky. Now it is cold because it's cold water, and it will be absorbed pretty quickly. Now to be fair, it actually already smells like good quality sausage. And the last of our water. So as you can see, it's starting to go tacky now. The pork's absorbed that water, The rusk is rehydrating and all our spices are fully incorporated. How fabulous is that? So I have a couple of Ziploc bags here, look. And what we're going to do is split the mix. It just makes it easier in the fridge. If not, we're going to have a huge pile of mince in the fridge. So, in we go. There you go. 3 kilos of pork sausage meat, which is going in the fridge. It's going to be in the fridge till tomorrow, and then we are going to put it through the casings. There you go. Okay, our sausage meat out of the fridge, look, it's been in there overnight. All the flavours have got together. We need to be stuffing it in our stuffer and make our sausages. As easy as that. So this is our stuffer tube. If you don't have a stuffer, you're going to have to stuff it manually. So when we stuff this in here, we need to be stuffing it in quite tight actually.
Go.
So it's in there. Oh, it smells wonderful. So we got enough going on there. Look, it's packed. It's starting to come out the tube at the end. We'll make that lot up in a minute. We want to be putting our nozzle on we're going to use on there. Screw it on there. Nice and straightforward. Down with your handle. Build up, pushing the pressure there. So feed that lot on there. We're using collagen skins. You can use fresh if you so wish. That is entirely up to you. So we need to feed that on the horn. Okay, it's a straightforward, easy one this. We just let it come through with sort of natural pressure. Don't squeeze it up too tight. We just need to be holding the skin as we go, just so it pushes through nice and steady. Okay, we've got that in there. Now we have to feed it gently. Now what we're trying to do is feed this in here without too much air. So we are just going to nice and steady feed like this. Make sure it stays full as it goes in, because what we're trying to do with this sausage, we're trying to get enough in to not make it too tight. But what happens is we leave it overnight and the fluid in the sausage meat will soften the skin. Then we can actually tie it. Everybody does it their own way, but you know, it works. Okay, so there's our lovely pile of sausages, look. And what I do is they go in the fridge until tomorrow. They are going to be left in the fridge, and what happens is the skins soften and they soak up some moisture, and by soaking up the moisture it's easier to twist. Now you can twist some proper sausages. So there you go, 3 kilos of good pork sausages, good British bangers. We'll stick those in the fridge, and then tomorrow we'll do a little twist and we'll cut a couple and we will eat. As you can see, I've already started these. I've got these already tied up as such. They're not really tied, you know, they're just twisted. But there you go, I've got those sausages there, and I've saved this one here just to show you, so come on. Now you can twist these all individually. All you do is just pinch, twist, go to the next one, or you can grab your length of sausage and you can half it and you can pinch it through like that. You can come to where you want your sausages like this, and you can just twist them all like that, okay? And then what you do is you take one of your sausages and you pass it through there, and then you're forming these links. So then you go down to the next one, same size roughly, you know, look, so we're about there. Pinch that lot and twist that lot. So you're twisting like that, and then take one of your sausages, again, it doesn't matter which way around you go, just shove it through, pull it down, and you get in these links like this. Okay, now we're down to the end really, so it doesn't matter. So all we're going to do is, you can tie them off or not tie them, up to you. You know, I generally don't tie anything, because when they cook, if a little bit comes out the end, so what, you're eating at home, you know, they're not commercial. So there you go, there's our sausages linked up. All we need to do is give some a fry in and see what they taste like. Now I'm going in with the old water like I normally do, a little bit this time because I know where these sausages come from, and a little splash of oil. So come on, let's have a couple of sausages. Oh, these are big things, look. I made those too big, didn't I? Come on, let's get those in there. So when you've got your sausages cooked just like you want them, they're looking pretty good in there. Let's give them a taste test. Come on. Come on, there's our beautiful sausages, look. Still a bit warm, but there you go. Let's get in here.
Damn, those look awesome.
Look at that.
Woo!
Beautiful, perfectly cooked sausages. Absolutely fantastic. Nice, moist, good spice in there.
With the old
A
water.
good British sausage. A little bit of HP. Come on.
Oh boy.
Oh, we got a double snack.
Yeah,
here.
dirty slut.
Oh, real high quality, decent pork. You know what you're getting. You've made them yourself. Fantastic spice mix. So if you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make pork sausages. I mean, come on, look at this lot. If you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. And we'll catch you in the next video. Now don't forget, you can store these in the fridge for about 5 days. Might be longer, but I wouldn't. 5 days, or you can freeze them. There you go. Hope you enjoy. Fantastic.
Imagine a food so dangerous, so poisonous,
That it's delicious. I love me some tomato. The untold story of Ray Luzier. Is that the original corn drummer? I don't think it is it? Oh, no. It's It's not the original drummer. Oh yeah, David Silveria's the drummer. Wonder what happened there. But the band's members, in some cases the fans during conversations of Korn on Korn fan site, Korn Space. Saying Fieldy is a cowardly little bitch. Weird negative attitudes. Shh. Be quiet. No. Jesse, come on. We should flood the Twitter saying Korn isn't Korn. Okay, this guy sounds like he's the problem. Yeah, this guy sounds like a douche. Dang. Well, that said, it kinda sounds like a douche.
There we go, country fried pork chops with a bacon gravy and mashed potatoes. Look at that. That's easy enough, isn't it? Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a southern fried country fried pork chop. Now I'm not very good with this southern accent, so I'll stick with the cooking. In here, on here, I've got pork loin. Okay, it was a piece of pork loin, and I've actually sliced it into 3 pieces. So as you can see, they are reasonable sized pieces, so hopefully they'll cook fine. I'm sure they will. Right, now what we have to do is make some buttermilk, because I don't have buttermilk here. So there you go, there's a bowl. And we want enough buttermilk to cover that, so it's going to be about 2 cups. There you go. So 2 cups, we want buttermilk. You add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice per cup. So we want 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in there. I always use apple cider vinegar. Always. Give it a stir. That'll start to curdle. Look, it's already starting. That'll start to curdle. In 5 minutes, that will be buttermilk. I'm going to chuck those in there. There you go. That is buttermilk. Can you see how it's all split? and everything on there. That's fine. Right, take our pork, submerge our pork in there. It's a bit like doing KFC. You know, the buttermilk is going to tenderize, flavour the pork. So we're going to marinate it for about 4 hours. So you can put it in a plastic bag or anything like that if you want. I'm just going to cover this in cling wrap. Nothing special. I'm just going to leave it on the side. 4 hours, we'll carry on. There you go. So that's our pork marinating. Okay, we're set to bring this together. Now I've just chopped up some bacon actually with a pair of scissors, because obviously we're making a bacon gravy. I don't usually actually season flour for recipes as such, but this is one of those recipes where you actually season the flour. So in here I've got some flour, and we're just going to add a little bit of seasoning to this. So we're going to go a little bit of salt, and we're going to go some black pepper, half a teaspoon paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and there we go. For this recipe you can use semolina or corn flour to make it stick a bit better, make it a bit crunchy. I'm going to use corn flour. All we do is give that a mix up. Mix it well, because we are dredging our pork in this. So grab yourself a tray with a rack, because what we're going to do is dredge the pork and leave it on there for 10 minutes. So there's our pork sitting in there nicely, and we're just going to take that out of there. Look, beautiful. Give it a little shake, and that is going in there. On your rack. It was on the rack for 10 minutes.
No more delicious
What happens
meat.
is the fluid in the pork leaches out into the flour, and it sticks. It helps it stick it on, and we get a crispier outer batter, if you like. You know, everybody has their own way of doing this, you know. So just let that sit there for 10 minutes. Okay, we've got our beautiful chops there. Look, they've been sat there for 10 minutes, and you can see how the flour has absorbed the fluid and stuck to the outside of the pork. So you've only got a little bit of white there. Look, what is still dry, the rest is stuck to the pork, which is going to give us a nice crusty surface. Come on, let's get frying. So we're going to cook these for about 4 or 5 minutes per side. We'll take them out, put them back on the rack, and then we're going to cook the bacon gravy. So it's just nice and steady in there. So like always when we're cooking this sort of stuff, don't be frightened of turning it over. You need to bring the heat in from both sides. So just let it have a little minute to settle itself there. Cook that other side, put a crust on, or turn it over. So we're just going to give that a little turn, look, and then we're going to turn it back again. So we're just going to turn that back over, and then we'll turn it back again. So when you've done about 5 minutes each side, out it comes. Back on your rack. Beautiful. Right, now we don't want all that oil in there. And we certainly don't want all this that's come off the flour mixture as we've been cooking. Can you see that? That we definitely don't want. So we're just going to drain that oil out into a tub and we'll carry on. So what you do is you put those to keep warm. Right, I'm going to take a little bit of that oil. So flame on, bacon in. Crisp up your bacon and we're taking it out. This is what we're going to be using in our gravy. So just get a little cooking on and you decide what you want. Do you want really crispy bits of bacon in your gravy, or do you want to see bacon in your gravy with a little bit of crisping on? That's the way I'm going to go. Okay, when you've got your bacon done how you want it, that comes out into a tub. So out it comes. Fabulous. Bacon on one side. A little bit of butter in there. Get your butter in.
For the most part, it's prepared.
In there, a couple of
Well, I did get to practice at least
flour.
one day with each band out of the weekend, so that was kind of nice.
And give it a cooking.
But they want to do an open mic this weekend or this Friday.
Just cook out that rawness of that flour.
And with the first band, I think it should be fine. You know, each person. I mean, each band gets 2 songs to do. And the first
little
one,
bit of black pepper.
we've been practicing enough
Fabulous.
over the year that we could do 2
Little
songs
stir on.
pretty easily.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But with the newer,
That's
with
not
the newer
ketchup.
band,
That's what we're talking. For me,
we're
I'm
gonna try to
going
do
in
another
with a teaspoon of mustard. Okay, mustard optional.
another
It
practice
doesn't
this
taste
Wednesday because I
mustard,
feel like
but we know it's in.
we need some more
Okay, in with
rehearsal.
Your milk. All of your milk.
The drummer's been kind of late for
Just
the
nice
practices
and
on that
steady.
one. So
Just cook
even though
it.
I know how to play the songs to the
Just
drum
take
track,
your
like
time, the lumps will definitely
actually
disappear.
having to play
Now, if it's going too thick like
with the
that,
drummer
you
is
can add a
pretty
little bit more
important
milk.
because
or
the
a bit of
feel is
water.
different.
Obviously, we don't want a big.
So we
thick,
need more
stodgy,
rehearsal with like the actual
horrible
drummer.
gravy. So
And
I'm going to do
if you
water,
can't do that,
so
then
not
I'm gonna
much,
tell him
just
we're not
to
gonna do
show
the
you.
open mic.
And you just bring it back in again gently, and you'll get a nice, smooth gravy. Back in there with that bacon and any delicious fats that have come out. Stir in, and there's our bacon gravy. This is actually open to anything, If you want to chuck cheese in there and make it a cheese.
But yeah, it was nice to
bacon
actually
gravy,
play some
feel
music
free,
this weekend.
Don't be fooled that it has to be just a white gravy with bacon in. It's cooking. Put in what you enjoy. So that will do. That's flame off and let's serve up
And for that
On
new
there.
band, I
mashed potato.
brought in a
Now,
guitarist I was
it's
talking
slightly
with,
different, actually. Let's just
and he vibed pretty well
bring
with
that
everybody.
out like that.
It was a cool hang, and ultimately they brought him
Little
into
bit
the
in the
group.
middle.
So now we've got
I'm
2
making an
guitarists.
island.
It's
Can you
pretty
see
cool.
what I'm doing? I'm gonna fill that up.
And
with
the
gravy.
leader was saying that he did want another guitarist in there, just to divvy up the responsibilities, because he is the guitarist and the singer. So,
of that gravy. on
but yeah,
there.
we were all hanging out there, and good vibes.
There we
Afterwards,
go, country fried pork
the singer's
chops,
grandma made us
bacon
some
gravy
tacos,
and mashed potatoes.
and we just hung out there
that.
eating some good food
That's
and
easy enough,
chilling
innit?
and talking.
Well,
But yeah,
we've
we
gotta
all
be in,
vibed
haven't we?
pretty
Come on,
well.
We got mashed potatoes. We got that gravy under
And
there.
it's gonna be a good lineup, only if the
Nice,
drummer
superb.
is consistent.
Buttery mashed potatoes, bacon gravy.
Seems to be kind of a
Very
lazy
mouth
fat
watering,
ass,
actually.
the drummer.
And in here, We're gonna have to
But
demolish.
yeah, if I
it,
need
aren't
to bring the
we?
hammer
Have to
down, I
demolish it. Come
will.
on. In here, our lovely,
And in this case, it seems
perfectly cooked.
the leader is
Juicy
pretty
pork.
dedicated as well. I don't have a trouble.
that.
I don't have any doubts about him. So maybe
Oh yeah.
maybe he'll listen to me if I suggest
Absolutely,
getting this guy out of
outstanding.
here.
Well, nothing hard about
And
that.
I could take up the
is it?
drumming
Very
responsibilities.
straightforward, very easy. Country
Then
fried
maybe I could
pork
see about
chops,
bringing in a
bacon
bass
gravy,
player or something like that.
mashed potatoes. And you know, for me, it's gotta be
Yeah, for the
done.
most part. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Probably not the American way, but you know, it's my way.
Oh,
Having a
sorry.
bit of Coleman's. We're taking the American way, the British way. There you go. You can't beat a little bit of pork in that mustard. Absolutely delicious. There you go. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make country fried pork, a bacon gravy and mashed potatoes. Superb. If you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video. So there you are, pork schnitzel with the Dijon gravy, buttery mashed potatoes, and that fantastic tangy braised red cabbage.
Sorry, just reading out some messages from
Come on.
Anthol and
Hi everyone,
Scroat.
welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing something like a full dinner actually. We are going to make pork schnitzel. We're going to do a nice Dijon gravy. Now you can use a German mustard gravy if you want, because this is sort of a German recipe. And
German.
I've got a red cabbage. We're going to do a nice braised red cabbage to go with it. And
Midas is in there
I'll
too, but
probably serve
he's
it
just
with
kind
mash,
of
but, you know,
bitching about his
buttered
life like
blue
always.
potatoes with a few herbs in.
Not really
Beautiful.
adding to the
Okay,
conversation
today
or
I've got
whatever,
some
just kind of
pork loin, and I've just
crying
sliced it
and
across, and
moaning.
we're going to give it a smacking in a minute to get it bigger, to make those schnitzels look like that. Anyway, no worries, the schnitzel will look fantastic. Right, we're going to do the braised cabbage first, because the braised cabbage actually takes about 25 minutes. So I'm going to start off at the front so you can see what's going on. I'm going to chuck it behind me whilst we carry on with the rest of the stuff. There you go. So first job for us then, we need to be shredding it up. Now you can shred it any which way you want. Come on. If you've got a food processor, use that. Shred it up, a grater, anything like that. Entirely up to you. Just get rid of that core. What I want is some shredded red cabbage. And we're just going to chuck that in a bowl. Just get it in there, loosen it all up as you go, because we need to be braising this. So just sort of like loosen it away, come on. In. That's nice and straightforward. Right, we want to be adding a little bit of grated apple. So peel your apple any which way you want, that's up to you. Now these were dropped apples, so there's quite a few bruises on these, but this is why they're perfect for this. Okay, and grate your apple on top of your cabbage. That is fabulous. There you go. Okay, grab yourself a pan, and we want to be going in there with some butter. Of course we do. So we want to get a little flame on, nice and steady, and we're going in there with our onion. Little saute on the onion. I want to be going in there with about a tablespoon of brown sugar actually. couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, some salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of allspice, little whiz, and then we're going in there with that apple and cabbage.
How you
And because
fabish
we are
with no
braising
booty?
this, a little bit of water.
Oh wait, no. How you go fat bitch with no booty?
Like that. Now this
I was reading
is
it
going
in
to
the
be simmered
in the English
till it goes
accent.
soft. We're going to keep
How are
giving
you
it a
fat?
stir through.
How you
We're
go
gonna
fat
whack a
ass
lid
bitch with
on.
no booty?
And it's going to braise down for about 25 minutes.
She done ate her own booty.
Now the thing is with this, it's going to give us a nice sweet,
so hungry.
tangy red cabbage. Perfect to go with this dish.
She's fucking
Smells amazing
starving, so she
already,
ate her own
actually.
ass.
It really does.
What a
smell
fucking animal.
fantastic. So that's what we're going to be doing, and then we're just going to keep giving it a little look at, give it a little turn over, keep checking the fluid in the bottom, make sure we don't cook the fluid out and burn the cabbage. You know, if it goes dry, in with a little bit more water, not a problem. We're braising the cabbage. Okay, while that red cabbage is doing there, we're going to take our pork, and I've cut these, look, I've cut these to about a good 1/2 inch thick. We want to be hammering them down to about 1/4 inch thick. So nice and steady, just pat it out. So we've got a nice 1/4 inch schnitzel there, look, ready to go. So you can see the difference. There you go, put that in there. Same with this one. Okay, so we've got a straightforward breading station going here, look. All we need to do is season this meat.
Done
So
eat
you
my own
can-
ass.
Tiny bit of salt in there.
Yeah, my black accent ain't too
Just
good.
a little bit of seasoning on there with some black pepper. This is the only time you're going to get to season, you know. You can try and season in the flour, but you ain't getting no seasoning on your meat really. Now, salt and pepper's good enough, but if you want to go paprika or chili flakes or anything like that, feel free. So now we've said that, we'll probably go just a little tad of normal paprika. This is not smoky, this is just straightforward paprika. And that's going to put a little bit of flavour in under there. So it's straightforward, it's a normal breading job. We're going in the flour, and I'm going to put it back in this bowl and you'll see why I'm doing it. So what we've done, we've actually trapped the seasoning on the meat. It's seasoned in there. We're doing an egg wash. And now we're going on those breadcrumbs.
Alright,
And we want
just
a
texting
good
with the
squashing on the
new
breadcrumbs.
band. I guess
Need
one
to
of the
be
guys
sticking
wants
this
to
this pork.
mod his guitar. Well, a guitar that he found.
And then that comes out of there.
Doesn't have any
onto
strings or
our
anything on it. I guess he found it
It's going to
somewhere.
sit there for about 5 or 6
Looks
minutes.
pretty beat up.
And that's going to help it all set up. The juices are going to
But,
stick
yeah, you
that
could
to
do
there.
some
Okay, so
some
you want a little
modifications
bit of
on
oil
it,
in the
it'll
pan.
come out pretty
Now,
cool.
We're going to do fry too, but we're going to fry separately actually because they're so big. Now with these schnitzels, you know, you could use parmesan on there as well. You could put the parmesan in the breadcrumbs and give it a parmesan crust if you like. I'm not going to bother today. We've got fantastic flavour coming on with the Dijon mustard sauce, creamy sauce, and we've got that fantastic braised cabbage. I'm going to serve it with butter mashed potato, so it doesn't need the Parmesan, but the Parmesan is optional and I'll put it in the ingredients. Okay, you've heated up your oil and we're going in
Oh,
there.
I don't think I've shown you the new piece.
Now it's a nice fry on there. Don't cook it too high. I know it sounds daft when you say don't cook it too high, but high enough.
Kind of like a
What you don't
Skyrim
want to do
kind of
is actually
thing.
burn
You got your
all the bread
castle there. You got a nice
pork. So you've got to have a decent sizzle
a
on,
little
but we
pass.
don't want to be
got
burning
this
it.
tree right
And you
here,
can turn it a couple of
mountain.
times. Don't
Some
worry about
ruins
it,
at the base of the
turn
mountain
it.
here.
So nice and steady, just turn it over and we'll turn it back again if we have to. That is beautiful, look at that. The idea of turning it is the pork is cooking through from both sides. That looks absolutely
Since we're talking about guitars, I'm gonna
So there we go.
show
that's
him the
absolutely
pick of my modded
fantastic. That
Strat.
one comes out to rest. Let's get that other one in there. So here we go then, let's put a sauce together. We want a good couple of tablespoons of butter in there, look. Flame not too high, we don't want to burn it. So this is going to be a very simple type sauce. It's going to be a bit of a roux sauce, so we've got that butter in there. We're going in there with some flour. Just a couple of tablespoons of flour. Flame not too high. Just cook that flour in there with that butter. Start to build up that roux. Fabulous. A little bit of pepper. Tiny bit of salt, not much. In there with some chicken stock. We're going in there with 3 tablespoons of Dijon. Don't forget, this is a Dijon mustard gravy. So get that in there. Nice little stir around. It's already thickening up, look. Look at that. That is fabulous. Flame not too high. And in there with some cream. What about half a cup of cream? Something like that. Stir that in and just warm it through. What we do want actually is a splash of Worcester sauce in there. A little splash of Worcester. Stir that in. That's better. Now it looks like a Dijon mustard gravy. Now you could give this a sneaky Parmesan as well, you know. You could put a little bit of Parmesan cheese in there and change the flavour. Let's just heat this cream back through and then we're ready to serve. Okay, so we're just going to come through there. Look, you can see that that is absolutely beautifully cooked. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that on the plate, but we're going to slice this one nice and steady. So we're just going to... Okay, let's start serving up. So we're going a bit of that gravy on there, look. Nice and straightforward. Want something going underneath? On there, mashed potato. A little one of those. On there, tucked in. On there, and some of that braised red cabbage on there, and a nice splurge of that Dijon gravy on there, and for me just a little bit of pepper. Not much, just a show on the top. Just give us a couple of little flecks, you know. And there you go. So there you are, pork schnitzel with a Dijon gravy, buttery mashed potatoes, and that fantastic tangy braised red cabbage. Just look at that. Come on. Come on, it's going cold, messing about with cameras. Let's get in here. I mean, come on. Beautiful, beautiful pork. Oh yeah. Oh man, that Dijon mustard gravy is absolutely off the charts. It's beautifully balanced. I love it. Oh yeah, nice crunch on our schnitzel, nicely cooked. That is exceptional. Fantastic mashed potatoes, and then we got this wonderful braised cabbage. Just look at this. Oh man, that is fantastic. Oh, what a beautiful flavour, and you can actually taste the apple in there too. Oh yeah, that is exceptional. That's a fantastic dinner. That's sort of like a German twist. That braised red cabbage is off the charts. That is absolutely delicious. Our schnitzel, fantastic crust on there, nice and crunchy, perfectly cooked pork. The Dijon mustard gravy is to die for. Very nice flavour combo all the way around there. If you like what we're doing, don't forget to share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make this. And it is easy, really, you know. And if you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. That sauce is excellent. Is this the best pie you've seen all week? Oh, it's amazing. Old school cooking with a bit of a twist. Look at that. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a recipe. I'm going to say it's not just for the Irish, but it's definitely Irish. Okay, well, I've got some corned beef. Now you can use corned beef from the store, canned corned beef, anything like that. I've got potatoes for mash. I've got cheddar, a couple of different colours. I've got parsley, onions, milk, and I've got a cabbage. And we're putting it all together, and we're going to make an easy corned beef and potato slice. We're going to butter up some cabbage, and we're going to make a parsley sauce. But you know, I've got some Irish cheddar, and we're going to put it together and make a parsley
not a very
sauce.
Attentive painting stream.
It is fantastic, and I can tell you now, ready roll pastry makes it even easier. Also,
We're just doing a bit of outlining either way. No real painting going on. And who knows, maybe I'll transfer this into an actual canvas at some point, so I'm not gonna put a whole lot of effort into it. Just enough to discover what I want to do with it. Shark treatment. Bale's pie? What the fuck? Raisin pie. Could be alright. I've warmed up to raisins. I think they're pretty cool. Sorry. Ah. Ah. Dang it. Ah, shit. Oh well. Maybe that's for the better. Yeah, the open mic is canceled because of damn. Oh well. It's probably for the better. More time to practice. We definitely needed more practice. So they send us to the other band. That's just the universe's way of letting us know. It's just the way it is.
Just like our voice messages.
Hopefully we still practice on
Hey, Nitro is fucking hellfire, bro. I love it. I thought it had EMGs.
yeah. Ow. Mustang. Yeah. You're just getting that figured out. Well, I should have known really. But you know, the place is gonna be open for the 4th of July, just not a open mic type thing. Piezoelectricity.
When you press down on the trigger of a barbecue lighter, you'll notice it's quite hard work. Like, it's not like pressing the button on a remote control. You actually have to put some effort into it. And there's a reason for that. When you press down on the trigger, you're working against quite a stiff spring.
Chat is kind of weird here.
What
Hold on.
you do is stored as potential energy.
Oh, hey, what's up, Che? How you doing, dude?
And in front of that spring
Welcome.
is a tiny
Good evening.
hammer, so that when the mechanism finally gives way,
I'm about
and the
over these
spring is
10-hour
released,
shifts.
all that
Dang.
potential energy stored in the spring.
That's intense, my
turns
brother.
into kinetic energy in the hammer. The hammer then strikes
some
a special
fruit.
kind of crystal called
Get
a
some sleep.
piezoelectric crystal. And when you hit one of these things, it generates a
That's
voltage
really about
across
it,
the
really.
crystal. This is
Get
the
some sodium
inside of the
bicarbonate.
barbecue lighter. This is the mechanism.
Get that
houses
inflammation down.
the
Get that
spring
really
in the hammer and the
relaxation
crystal.
up.
These two wires are coming off the crystal, and they're drawing that voltage up.
Damn.
to
10-hour
the top
shifts,
of
man.
the
That's
lighter here.
it's intense
There's
right
still
there.
a gap between the two wires at the top.
Shout out to
here,
Perry.
But the voltage that you
Real working
produce
man out there.
when you press down on the piezoelectric crystal is so high that electricity can actually jump across that gap, producing a spark. If you send a flammable gas up to the top as well, then the spark will ignite the gas. For a while now, I've wanted to understand how the piezoelectric effect works on the molecular level, and I finally do. And I've also built something to make it easy for anyone to understand how it works. So that's what this video is about. There's a few different types of piezoelectric crystal that you can buy, but I'm going to look at quartz in particular, which is the first piezoelectric crystal to ever be discovered. This is what a giant quartz crystal looks like. If you were to take a slice of quartz away from this crystal and compress it, you'd be able to measure.
They're trying to
voltage
think up
across
of
the slice, but
another
you'd have to slice it at just the right angle, like the
open mic to play.
It'd be something like that. It's
But
just right. And to see
I'm guessing this place is shutting down their open mic for 4th of July. You know, I'm guessing other places are as well,
silicon dioxide,
sadly.
So it's silicon and oxygen. And this is what it looks like. At first it looks like quite a complicated structure, but as you rotate the crystal, you find these symmetries like this one. And here's another. But there's one particular angle that I'm interested in, which is this one. Notice this hexagonal shape here. It's actually a spiral going into the screen, but for simplicity, we're going to think of it as a ring. So these three crunchy peanut butter lids represent silicon atoms, and these three smooth peanut butter lids represent oxygen. So when you compress a crystal of quartz, you're squishing these hexagons. But crucially, the bond between oxygen and silicon.
Oh, well, at least we tried, you know, to plan something that's
more aggressive in the way
all that matters. But indeed,
so the
we do
oxygens are a
need
little bit negative.
more practice time. So I think that's just God's way of telling us that that's what we need. Weed. Is this a real band?
So a couple days ago, some friends of mine sent me this band, the Velvet Sundown, and said, "Can you believe this? This is supposedly an AI-generated band." So I type it in, and I see a bunch of news reports on this. Here's the first one, Mashable. Is the Velvet Sundown an AI-generated band? Digital Music News, possible AI artist. Velvet Sundown tops 370,000 Spotify listeners. It's actually way beyond that now. Stereo Gump, AI-generated psych rock band, the Velvet Sundown, racks up hundreds of thousands of Spotify streams. Music Alley, the Velvet Sundown are seemingly AI-generated band with 325,000 listeners. Well, as of today, they have 473,000 monthly listeners, which is pretty insane for a band that has really no history.
Okay, first let's listen to a little bit of this song. I guess it's their single, Dust on the Wind, not to be confused with Dust in the Wind by Kansas. So here it is from the top.
Velvet Sundown.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found. Rivers run red, the drums roll slow. Tell me, brother, where do we go?
Now let me read a little of one of these articles. This is from Mashable. This is by Christiana Silva. Have you heard of the Velvet Sundown? It's kind of like the Velvet Underground, except the Velvet Underground is definitely real. The jury is still out on the Velvet Sundown. The band's photos look
What
remarkable.
the fuck? Yeah. It's kind of like the Velvet Underground. Yeah, in name only. What the fuck? That didn't sound like the Velvet Underground. Fucking retard journalist. And this looks like AI. If you have an eye for AI, yeah, just look at him. Everything with AI, it seems that everything in the picture is in focus. And it's weird because, you know, well, I guess a camera will always autofocus somehow there, or with lighting, you know, the drummer's way in the back, you know, and then this electric guitar player, they would probably be a little bit darker, or at least shaded differently, but now it seems they're all in focus. This guitarist off to the side, he would probably be a little shaded or in the dark, but now everything looks in focus, perfectly lit up, a lot of detail, the perfect position. But yeah, I guess the song could pass off as not AI, but whether or not it's AI, it's pretty much a derivative song. It would be easy enough for AI, but that's just because it's something derivatives. It's something derivative, you know, something. It's kind of middle of the road. Like, oh, let's write a song. All down road. There we go. That's a song.
Remarkably AI generated, too clean, not quite
Arguably
textured
AI generated.
enough, oddly in.
I mean, Beato's old, you know. Yeah. They don't really realize that, like, the extreme detail is one of the things that tips off that it's AI. You know. But that's not gonna lie, that is a hard shift for the old people, you know. Pre-AI, it was like, oh, if video is low quality, then it's definitely fake, you know, CGI or whatever have you. But now it's, you know, if it's super detailed, then it's AI. That's kind of a hard turn, not gonna lie, but you know, we know. So it's definitely an AI. The song itself, it doesn't really matter if the song is AI. It's a boring song. I mean, the fact that it is AI, it's kind of is good, because if somebody sat down and wrote this song, you know, that guy stinks.
Dust on the Wind, not to be confused with Dust in the Wind by Kansas. So here it is from the top.
Wait, Dust on the Wind? Well, that's pretty funny.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found. Rivers run red, the drums roll slow. Tell me, brother.
Music has a weird hollow sound. The photo looks uncanny valley, way too smooth, no light affecting the camera. Yeah, exactly. No kind of strange reflections or you know, yellows turning into blues or that kind of stuff. Yeah, uncanny valley is a good way of putting it. Too smooth, exactly. The music having this sound is more of a symptom of modern music being way overproduced and AI being trained on this modern music, where it's very pristine and very and the drums are all the way compressed. Everything's perfect in the song. I guess it doesn't help that modern music is like that, but it makes it to where AI can really hone in on that. And that is something AI can do very well. Do a typical form of art. I know I've been saying derivative a lot, but that's just the word that is perfect for that. If you can ask AI to do a country song, it'll give you a proper country song. You can ask AI to do a metal song, power metal, death metal. You do a dance pop song, it'll give you a solid song in all of these categories. But because they're already just like costumes, they're already just like a costume or a mask that, it's like going to a Halloween store and you could walk into an AI generated Halloween store and have it not be that different just because a costume is, that. What would another word be? What's a synonym for derivative? AI. Grok, what's a derivative synonym? That's not how you spell it. How you spell it? No. Well, derivative. Okay. Unoriginal. There we go. Copied. Rehashed. Imitative, secondhand, yes, exactly. This is the nature of genres and people making music, and that they just want to make something that is what they like, which is fine. But that's why it's so easy to be replicated with AI, because it's being done so much by humans already. I don't know how to explain it, but the vocals always stand out so strangely. In the AI songs, almost like you can hear all the voices trying to become one, just barely being passable. I did actually notice something like that with the song. I thought it was maybe that they had like a backup vocal in there, but it was too quiet to be a backup vocal. So that is true. Where it's like the vocal, like at the very last second, like coming in to form one vocal, but it's that slight second or that underlying tone of multiple voices becoming one at the same time. But yeah, good thing, yeah, that's good you picked that out, because I did kind of notice that. I just passed it off as, oh, maybe it was like a backing vocal. But that is something I did hear. But you can't really fault older people or people not in the know falling for AI generated music or liking AI generated music, because human generated music is so unoriginal already. Just how it is, folks. Dust on the Wind, that's pretty funny though. No, not Dust in the Wind. Dust on the Wind.
Where do we go?
Now let me read a little of one of these articles. This is from Mashable. This is by Cristiana Silva. Have you heard of the Velvet Sundown? It's kind of like the Velvet Underground, except the Velvet Underground is definitely real. The jury is still out on the Velvet Sundown. The band's photos look remarkably AI generated, too clean, not quite textured enough, oddly.
It's kind of like the Velvet Underground because
and now at this time 474,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Their bio reads that they are
layered, weird, not quite a backup vocal because it's too close to the original in timing and sound.
Common in AI-generated text, like comparing the band's music to a scent that suddenly takes you back somewhere you didn't expect. The Velvet Sundown aren't trying to revive the past. their Spotify bio reads. They're rewriting it. They sound like the memory of a time that never actually happened, but somehow they make it feel real. But in the end, there's no actual...
What the fuck is this article? No, none of this. I'm a fucking idiot. Well, if an AI didn't write this article, that's pretty dumb. It sounds super modern to me. It doesn't sound like, oh, something that could have come out in the 70s or in the 80s. Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. But it could very well be that the article is also AI generated. So, you know, if AI is, you know, trying to put something together, it's definitely going to think, AI is going to think like, oh, this sounds like something back in the olden days of 2019 or 2017.
actual proof that the band is AI generated, and therein lies the struggle.
So true. I feel so bad for the older generations because it's hard for young people sometimes to tell, let alone a 75-year-old Grammy. They shouldn't even be on social media anyways. Yeah.
I have an idea here. Let's go over
it's
to the computer to check this out. Before we go on,
it's turned into something you gotta navigate.
Begin with playing an old song and breaking it apart into these separate tracks.
So weird.
using AI, and
That's the modern times.
if there are artifacts.
Poor tarded journals,
Artifacts are just weird things that sound garbled. With old songs or new songs, it should be able to split it apart.
Here we go. Garbled. That's another word for it.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
So I'm going to begin with playing an old song and breaking it apart into these separate tracks using AI, and we'll listen to hear if there are artifacts. Artifacts are just weird things that sound garbled. With old songs or new songs, it should be able to split it apart pretty well. And if it's an AI tune, it should have a problem doing that. That's my supposition. So let's see if we're right. I'm going to start with a Led Zeppelin song. So that's my old song. I'm going to use Good Times, Bad Times, and see how well it splits out the vocals, the drums, guitars, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here we go. Guitars. Drums.
The days of my youth, I was told what it means to be a man.
Listen.
Yeah, typically a background vocal will be a lot more upfront, just so you can get that chorusing effect.
Notice the reverb sounds complete at the end of it, and the reverb at the end of the vocal lines. Listen.
No matter how I try, find my way through the same old jam.
You can hear some artifacts in the reverbs, but that's pretty amazing for a song that was recorded on analog tape 55 years ago.
Let's listen to this part here with the drums.
Rid of me. She swore that she would be all.
Okay, so it's splitting out this track really well. Let's move to a contemporary song and see how it does. All right, I'm going to start with the Sabrina Carpenter song, Man-Child. Now, don't click off the video because I want to see how it does. Now, here's the vocal. Listen.
Don't click on the video.
Your phone was broken, just forgot to charge it. Oh, outfit you're wearing, God, I hope it's ironic. Did you?
Very dry vocal too. Dry in that it's like no reverb. Wow.
Does a great job with it. Really cleanly splits the tracks out. Next, let's move on to the Velvet Sundown to see if we can tell if it's AI generated. Now, if it is, what I suspect is that it will be difficult for it to separate the tracks, and you're going to hear a ton of artifacts in the different parts. Let's actually take the verse part here and listen to that. Let's listen to the vocals, see what it sounds like.
Dust on the wind, boots on the ground, smoke in the sky, no peace found. Rivers run red, the drums roll slow. Tell me, brother.
Not bad. Let's listen to the guitars here. That's bad.
Oh yeah, it's going like wall.
Okay.
Wall.
Let's listen to the drums.
Raise your
Let's see what else we got here.
It's really bad on the guitars.
That's it.
Oh yeah. Oof.
So this sounds like the AI program that I'm using is having a lot of trouble splitting these apart. I'm actually using the one that's in Logic Pro. So this is Apple's version of AI that is a track splitter. And it does a really good job typically of doing it. But this is having a lot of problems, and I suspect that it may be because this is an AI track, and every time that you have an AI song,
Crazy. I guess the technology has really gone better with that. You would think it would have more trouble with an older track. That Led Zeppelin track is from 1970 or 69 probably.
it's trained on very low quality MP3s where they feed in the entire mix, so it can't actually separate out the parts. So the real important data that these AI companies need, like Suno or Udio or Udio, however you say it, is they need multi-tracks so they can hear the voices and things like that. But one of the problems is that even if you have the multi-track, you don't have the effects that were used in the mix unless they were printed in the session, which is possible. But for old songs, that's not the case. But you can hear how this is really struggling to separate out the guitar parts and the keyboard parts and things like that. You hear some vocal parts that have a little weird artifacts in them, but the guitars and keyboards it's doing a really bad job.
So what does it mean if these are fully AI generated artists and they are getting streams on Spotify? Well, presumably they're getting paid. And they're getting paid really on the work of other people that learn to play instruments, that learn to write songs, learn to write lyrics. They're getting paid off the work of producers that learn the craft of production by audio mixers, by audio engineers, and all the people that it took historically to make this kind of music or make any kind of music. And should they really be getting paid for that? And what are the mechanisms for detecting it and for fighting against it, honestly? Or maybe it shouldn't be fought against. Maybe these people are prompters and they're professional prompters and they should get paid whatever they get paid. But should it be 100%? I don't know. Are they getting paid? What are they getting paid? These are all questions that are important to ask. I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave a comment, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Well, my problem with AI really is the same problem I have with anybody making any art, is that it makes bad art, but people make bad art too. And I've seen some pretty cool AI art, typically in the vein of abstract or surrealism, or even horror. I think AI and generative art can do a lot of cool stuff in that realm. But yeah, in the realm of more contemporary styles, more rehashed styles, it's definitely just not good. But in the same way that not good art is good. I'm typically pretty open to AI. But that's just because I like, abstract art or surrealism. I've seen some pretty good horror stuff done with AI as well. So yeah, I'm open to the technology. There was a time where even Photoshop was thought to be cringe or whatever. That's pretty funny. I remember seeing a interview with Homer Flynn, the Residents, and he was talking about AI because he used some on his new album, new Residents album, and he was kind of comparing the outrage for AI with the outrage from people towards Photoshop. People were saying, why are you using Photoshop, Why not just take a picture of what you want to do? Why not just film what you want to do? Well, because it's, a lot of times not possible. And also because, if you're an artist, you want to be trying new things, new technologies, this and that, new possibilities, new frontiers. And I respect that. Is there slop? Yeah. But that's, if there are people making art, there's going to be slop art, The origins of slop, do come from human hands. There's not much you could do there, really. But yeah, I'm pretty open to AI. You should check out Dorset Perception Riff. Pretty interesting. I think I watched it on stream, but don't think you were watching. Let's check it out here. How to play a riff. I feel like I've seen this guy before. But yeah, I might have been at practice or something. Or maybe having some dinner. Let's check it out here though. I think we listened to the record that this came off of. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were listening to this record on my stream probably last week. There we go. Yeah. And I was wrapping up the Schwangel painting. Good track. A lot of world influence on this record, world music. That just means some Middle Eastern stuff, some African stuff, some Spanish flamenco stuff. Always cool to hear trance music with a bit of variety. But yeah, an artist has to be willing to make bad art with new technology. We gotta have some explorers that get caught in the fire of a bad art. The thing I don't like about generative art and the modern outlets like Instagram and Twitter, TikTok, what have you, NFT markets, is that an artist will release stuff every single day. And here's some new art. Next day, here's some more art. Made sometimes 3 or 4 pieces a day. It's okay. If it's nothing to you, then it's nothing to me. It does good. Even if it's something cool and new, just to have it be every single day. It loses its magic pretty instantly. And one of the motivations for that is that they get money from engagement, likes, sharing. And typically an artist, wants to make money from their art solely, so they're going to be, squeezing that algorithm as much as they can, and in doing that, they kind of make their new thing derivative. In trying to get money from their art as much as possible, they just kind of what's another word for it? It just kind of loses its magic. It's oh, I'm sick of this now. It was cool the first few times, and now I see it every day, 3 or 4 times a day. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the new thing that you were doing, Mr. Artist. And on top of that, artists are always looking for their own style that they want to do over and over again. So that doesn't help. The generative art, the ease of it, on top of, the revenue that they make from engagement that they want, every single day and consistently.
So it was out in the middle of nowhere. I turned up with a load of equipment, not really knowing what they wanted. Lots of electric guitar gear.
Vocal is a little bit quiet here. Maybe tune it up.
This would have been 20 odd years ago. And there's a cellist in that band called Harry Escott. And Harry was also working with Simon Posford on something, and Simon had invited him to come and play.
Oh, that's good. We can
on
check it
some
out here.
Spongle stuff. They were looking for a guitar player, and so Harry
You're
recommended.
going to be riding the volume though.
So they called me up, asked me if I'd like to come down and play on something. Simon at the time was living in a farm cottage, which was sort of out in the wilds near a place called Cholderton Rare Breeds Farm. It's funny the things that you remember. So it was out in the middle of nowhere. I turned up with a load of equipment, not really knowing what they wanted. Lots of electric guitar gear. They weren't really interested in that. They were just interested in nylon string stuff. So they stuck me in a little hallway, which was running alongside the room they were using for the studio at the time, which was really Simon's, I guess you'd call it his lounge in that house. A huge desk in there, a huge mixing desk. So they shut the door, stuck me in this little stone corridor with a mic, and they basically played me the track, and the track as it existed then was really just a bass line going between E and F, something along the lines of... and a fairly basic drum groove, and that was it. So they just invited me to try some stuff out. So I had to play around, tried some different ideas out, and settled on this kind of little flamenco-y sounding riff, Spanish-y riff, and which they quite liked. And that's what ended up being the main riff.
Touching up
for
the pen
Doors of
here as I
Perception.
listen.
So the tune itself, I mean, as I say, it was just over a bass line to E and F, and so we weren't sure whether to make it a major or a minor thing. So we tried some different variations. But the one we settled on, it was based around this E major triad. It's the first inversion triad. It's up here with the G sharp, 6th fret on the D string, then the B on the 4th fret on the G string, the E note on the 5th fret on the B string, and then finally the open top E string. And that's what the riff is based around, that shape. And incidentally, I'm using the pick for the bottom 2 notes, so the D and the G strings, and the other 2 notes are with my fingers. The pattern I'm playing is basically going from the 4th string to the 2nd string, to the 3rd string, to the top string. And this open E string is one of the features of this particular riff, because that continues throughout as the chords change. And then all that happens is we move this shape up a half step to F. We play the same thing again, same pattern again, but then coming back to finish on the F note. Then back again to the E. Then down to a D minor first inversion triad. So here we've got 3rd fret on the D string, note F, got the note A on the 2nd fret on the G string, got a D here on the 3rd fret on the B string, and again the open E string. So that same pattern as we played with the F. And so you're left with this. Just playing this again, it reminds me of the first time we ever played this live. It was the first live gig I ever did with Spongle. It was, I guess, the first ever Spongle live band gig. And it was a festival at Mount Fuji in Japan. We'd gone out there for about 10 days. And we had a bunch of rehearsal, several days rehearsal in a rehearsal studio near Mount Fuji. And when it came to the gig itself, when this was towards the end of the first set, we played Doors of Perception. And the album Tales of the Inexpressible had been out for a little while by then. And I got to this tune, got the click in, I started playing the riff. And there was suddenly thousands of people just erupted in sort of cheers, and it really sort of floored me. I was quite taken aback. I sort of
That's a good
knocked
reaction to have.
backwards and almost stopped playing from the shock of it.
Oh, shit.
And ever since then, I mean, every time we play it live, it gets such a great reaction. It's a real
It do be
adrenaline
like that.
kick. It's a really fun tune to play. It's nice, me and Simon are both playing the guitar parts together. Sometimes back to back, usually bopping around. We're usually cueing each other when we're supposed to come in, when we're not supposed to come in, and quite often sort of like, is it here? Is it here? And so I was like, I'm not sure, maybe. And the thing. But yeah, it's always real kick to play live. It's great. It's such a popular tune, and yeah, it's a lovely feeling to have such a positive response to something you've come up with. So that's the basic riff, but there's also two other parts to this, because there's harmonies which come in. Now, when we play it live, I start it on my own. I'll play the riff twice on my own, and then Simon will come in playing the same riff, and I'll move into a harmony part, and then we'll continue with that as the tune goes on. But on the original version, the harmony part comes in at the same time as the initial riff, and it basically, most of it is just doubling the riff. So all of that's the same, but then when it gets to the D minor chord, we actually play this idea. And what this is a second inversion D minor triad. So instead of the first inversion here, we move up to here for a second inversion. So we've got A here on the 7th fret of the D string, D on the 7th fret of the G string, F on the 6th fret on the B string, playing the same pattern. But rather than the A at the top, we actually stick a G sharp at the top. Which is a nice kind of Phrygian dominant sort of sound. Spanishy sound.
Today.
It's that kind of sound world it's coming from.
There we go. Got a new project today.
Kind of Phrygian dominant thing which you get going on with it. So yeah, that's
It's
the
a
second
man
part.
on horseback, a knight horseback with some mountains, a tree, little castle here.
And then
Very
the third
Skyrim-esque.
part comes in the third time through the riff, which is a higher harmony.
It was originally just the
This,
tree
we're
and
E
the
major triad
mountain and
here
the
on
pass.
7th fret. So you've got
But I
B
kept
here
I
on
kept
the 9th
seeing
fret on the D string, E
in my mind
on the G string, 9th
the
fret,
knight on
G
horseback,
sharp on the B string, 9th fret, and
the
then
castle, and I thought I might as
again
well
on the top
lean
string,
into that.
top B string on 7th fret.
I don't really know how to draw a horse or a knight on horseback, but
And then for the F chord,
I guess
just
I'm going to
move
be
it all
learning.
up a half step, but keep the B at
Easy
the top
enough, yeah.
the same.
I'm gonna keep on tweaking it until it comes out how I like it. But yeah, always good to
It's always a bit of a
push
challenge
myself,
to not pull
with
the
each new
chord out of
piece.
tune, particularly when we're playing it live.
This is the one where I learned how to draw a horse and a knight on horseback.
And that just repeats
But yeah,
those two.
I kinda
chords
didn't
the
want to,
harmony there. It's a nice
because
sort
I
of
knew it
effect,
would be kind of
because
hard.
so the
But
second part is just doubling the
you
first.
know, when an idea keeps bothering you like that, it's better just to lean into it.
For all of it, but then when it goes to the D
Even
minor
if
chord, it becomes a 3-part.
It's gonna be a struggle getting it right.
So it really jumps out on that final chord each time. As I say, when you play this live,
Yeah, thank you.
started off, Simon will come in and play the main
Yeah, the
riff,
Schwangels
and I'll
is,
initially play
done.
That second
I'll pull it
harmony
out
and then move to the
just to
third
see if
harmony, and I kind of stick on that
show it
third
off one more
harmony
time.
section as we're playing that section. And there's a second section.
Really happy
later
how
on
it
which
turned out.
Vocals come in. where
Really
it switches
happy
to
with
a
the
minor
mountain
version.
range here and the clouds and the moon.
There's a nice kind of
The moon
cello
lining
there
up with
section.
the horn. Really like how the squash flowers turned out as well. Yeah.
2 tracks of cello doing this nice little
For Perry.
So there's a cut-up vocal which comes in after that kind of E minor section, and after 8 bars the guitar joins it and it plays sort of a minor version of the riff.
For Perry and the other Schwangel heads out there. The year of the Schwangel pill. I think we're pretty much all Schwangel fans at this point.
So instead of the G
Yeah, thank you,
sharp,
bros. Thank you.
it's actually playing the open E string.
It's fun to do.
String.
Not much of a face drawer or a facial feature drawer.
Now,
But
have
like
to
I said, always good
confess
to
that when I
push
play this
oneself.
live, I'd play this with a G note.
Especially with the
It's a
work of
minor.
art that is ultimately pretty fun to do. Even if it is kind of hard. Not hard, but a challenge.
Simon and Raj very kindly sent me over the original tracks.
Yeah, thank you.
To do this with. And
Really
listening
appreciate
closely,
it,
I
dudes.
realised actually it doesn't play the G at all, it just plays the open E. So I discovered to my
Painting
horror that
stream
we've
is
been playing it
a
wrong live
cool
all these
idea.
years. Don't tell Simon.
Fun
Raj.
idea to do.
I suspect we did it like that because probably we weren't sure whether we were going to make it a major or a minor thing. So we were
cool to let people in on the-
We don't play any third on there. We don't play G sharp or
On the process,
G natural.
as well as getting ideas from you guys. Hey, what's up? Welcome, Anthol. Welcome back.
And in this instance, it's
We're
been
learning
used
how to
for
play
minor
Schwangel.
tune.
Big angry female picker hog. So true.
That's certainly one of the interesting things with doing Schwangel stuff. You know, I'd plan a track. We generally will either record them at Simon's studio or here at home and send them things. And I'll often do tons of things, you know, tons of ideas. And Simon will have like 30 tracks of guitar to sift through and decide what he likes and what he doesn't like and what works for the track. And you never quite know what it's going to sound like when it comes back because other people will come in and put their parts on and take the tune in different directions. So things, you know, we spent a lot of time on which sounded great at the time then don't necessarily fit with the way the track has gone. So it's always fascinating. And also it's usually, you know, like 6 or 9 months later that I hear the finished product. So you know, often you've completely forgotten what you played first time. So this is an example of that. Always when we play live, I have to go back and listen to the tracks and try and figure out what I played on the sessions because
This
you know,
fat
so
lady
many
cashier was really angry.
and for this minor
That
section,
stinks.
as I mentioned, there's 8 bars of kind of cut up vocals, and then
Her anus
guitar
could
comes
swallow
in,
Midas's
and
head.
then the third and fourth times through that.
Don't
so
tell
the
Midas
first
you'll
16
be
bars, the
be
harmony
running
guitar
to
comes in.
dive in head
For
first.
that, we're doing kind of a minor version of the second harmony. So for this, we've got an E minor tried up here. Then to
Hates
that
the
half.
world fermented in fart and fat fumes.
And then for the D minor, we go down
Oh
to
my
here.
god.
But rather than having the A on top, actually put the G on top.
Just slunk down some Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. Ooh,
So you get that
nice.
note, a minor third up from that open E.
Those are pretty dank. I'm more of a green
So you
onion
get this nice little
kind of guy.
idea.
Sour cream, green onion. Though I can only have like one small bag of those. Because the actual sun chip is a bit... I'm not big on the taste
This
of
also goes
the
on
raw
underneath the
sun
guitar
chips.
solo, so the guitar solo is over. And I'll look at the guitar solo and talk in depth about that in the next video. Just to mention, if you'd like to see a transcription of this or any of my other lines, you'll find a link in the description down below. So I hope you've enjoyed me reminiscing about how we came up with the riff to Dorset Perception and looking at how to play it. As I mentioned, we'll be looking at the solo in depth.
It's a pretty cool
in the next
video. It's not often you get a lesson
But let's finish up
on
by
the song
putting
from
all
the
this stuff
actual
together
guy
with,
who
back
played on the record.
Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.
I'm gonna eat her sun chip. What does that even mean? her raw sun chip, sounds like something you would say about skin tags. That's a pretty horrible mental image to be processing. No, I don't think I'll be eating her sun chip. At least not while it's attached to her. Maybe accidentally off the floor. It's like, ooh, a raisin. Ooh, a sun chip. Nah, that's fucked up. Ew, raisin. ProLab Schwangel. It's not awesome. Flab Boxing Pomade Lips. Oh boy. BuyMeACoffee.com. Is that a real site? Is that like a Cash App style website? I've heard Buy Me a Coffee before. Whoa, nice guitar right there. Got a P90, got a Strat, and a humbucker. Cool. I'm guessing buy you a coffee and that you donate like $5 or something, $7. Well, depending if it's a Starbucks coffee or not. If it's something from like, I don't know, 7-Eleven, could be like $1, $3 maybe. Cool. Yeah, I've heard that before. I thought it meant like, hey, give me some, give me like $5 or something. Like it's a turn of phrase. Yeah, Pete Collard. Let me give this guy a sub. On Instagram as well. Pete Collard. Cool. Thank you, Perry, for the what makes this song great style video here.
Now that is Welsh rissoles made. Look at that. That is fantastic.
Corned beef risol? What is it, like a croquet? Is that, there's like breaded corned beef? Let's check it out.
Fantastic. You've got all that leek in there. Come on, it's Welsh. We've got leek in there, mashed potato, corned beef with a bit of crispiness on the outside. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are in Wales.
New chef I discovered.
We are making Welsh
I like this
corned
dude.
beef rissoles. Now,
Pretty good energy
I'm
coming
making
off
a
of this
Welsh
guy.
version of this, but you know, corned beef.
Not like that bitch
Patty's
K.
corned beef
K's cooking.
rissoles are worldwide.
He doesn't like
I
me
was
fucking
amazed to find different
watching her
recipes in
beautiful
Newfoundland
videos.
and all over.
How could you betray me, Kay?
Making
After I defended you for so long.
It's amazing. It's an ingredient that's been around for quite some time. People
Deuce
like
Bigelow.
it, people don't like it.
European
People call
Gigolo.
it cat food, all sorts of things. It's a
I would always
fantastic
see that movie
ingredient
on
to have in the
on
cupboard.
TV, but I would never,
So
I've never
today
sit through
we're
the whole
making
thing.
Welsh corned beef rissoles. Let's show you how
Though I
to
do
do
like
it
Rob
right
Schneider.
now.
I don't
Come
know if I
on.
could watch a Rob Schneider
Believe it or
centric
not,
film that
I've got
isn't
some corned beef. Now, many
Freaky
recipes for
Friday.
this type of Welsh corned beef rissole, and most of them actually call for
Man, it's been a while
onions,
since I've
but I'm
seen,
gonna keep it Welsh. We're using
Wait, no, it's not. Is it Freaky
leek.
Friday?
So we need to just finely chop this
What's
leek
the
and some
What's the
parsley.
film where
The leek's
Rob
going in
Schneider
a pan with
switches
some
bodies with
butter,
a teenage
and then we're
girl?
gonna mix it all together.
Rob
So
Schneider
what we need
is
to
a
be doing
woman.
is we've got a nice leek. I've already cleaned it. We are definitely coming down the middle of that leek because we want some small bits of leek in our rissoles. So come down there and then nicely slice it nice and slowly. Some nice small bits. Now, we've come down it in half, but if you wanted to come down it in quarters,
The
you
hot
can
chick.
do
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
entirely up to
yeah.
you. So let's just have that nicely
Yeah,
diced
I remember that being a pretty keck film.
through there.
It's been a while, so I don't know.
Now, you can slice it, dice it as thin or as thick as you like. The choice is yours. We got a pan. We're going to chuck
Bench
that in
warmers. It's been a while since
there.
I've
Just
seen
gonna
that
take
one,
your
but
parsley
that one was
very
good, no?
quickly, and then we can get all this out of the way.
Panda Warrior.
Just nice and steady. Mince up your parsley. Now,
Really, he's better as
you
a
can
supporting
use dry
character.
parsley if you want, but fresh parsley works really well in this recipe. We want those nice green flavored flecks through there. So just
Did
nice
quite a
and
few
steady, just whip
sea
it
animated films. Ocean animated.
through. Okay, now I'm just going to put that to one side.
The
and we'll chuck
Zohan,
that
of
in
course.
In a minute.
He was really good
Okay,
as a
pan
Palestinian in the
Flame
Zohan.
on. Does it matter about having butter in first? No, it does not. In with some butter. Now, not too much, just enough to sweat these down. That's all it is. And we're going to have that nice little buttery flavour inside our rissoles. Now, I have salt and pepper. I'm not going to use salt. I'll put the salt away. The reason I'm putting salt away,
The
corned
animal.
beef carries salt. We don't need to add extra salt. That's the thing, it'll be too salty. Now, we're not trying
I
to
don't
brown
think I
them, but if
saw
they're brown, no
the
problem.
animal completely.
That's
Yeah.
enough, flame off. It's that quick.
Oh yeah, he's
They're done.
he's a right winger or a Republican. He's about as
Now,
right wing
our
as
bowl
a
of mashed potatoes,
normal person could be.
leeks in there. The mashed
Yeah,
potatoes
good on
have
him.
been mashed up. They've not
He's
been
calling out
mashed
the
with
woke
any butter,
pre-COVID.
or any milk, anything. They're plain potatoes. We're going to season our
Snod
mix with some
Schneider.
black pepper, and that is definitely going to go against that corned beef. Corned beef,
Pomad's Big
break it up
Adventure.
and mix it in.
He was pretty funny.
Nice
I
and steady.
just
give
wish
it
he
a
would have
mix
been in some
there.
funnier films or films with better writing.
So you can use your hands, you can use a spoon, you can do
But typically, as a
anything.
supporting character,
mix
he's
it
always
in.
pretty
Let
fucking
it
good.
all combine.
Not gonna lie.
Let's not get hung up
But
on
that
it. Just mix
Palestinian
it all through there.
in the Zohan is pretty
Obviously, make sure you've got
pretty
clean
epic.
dandies.
You can do it.
Okay, there we go. Now, for me,
Oh, look at my English
that
slop.
goes in the fridge to cool down before we start making the patties. We have to set this up a little
Corned
bit. It's
beef.
a little bit moist. So
I don't think I've
worry
ever
about
specifically
it.
had
Just
corned
set it
beef.
up by putting it in the fridge.
But it's kind of like a less firm spam, right? Comes in a can as well.
There's me talking away there. Just get that parsley in there as well.
Parsley.
It's all got to be incorporated.
Little bit of the old water.
Get it all in. There you go.
Yeah, I know people like to say British food is
I've used
gross,
my hands
but
and I've
I would
used a
like to
spoon.
try
Don't worry about it. That's our mixture.
some
We're
British
gonna pop
food.
that in the fridge.
Some
We're gonna let that
Yorkshire
cool down
pudding,
for about half an hour, and then we're going to make
bangers
the
and
risotto.
mash, or
Okay, so
even
this
a
mix
shepherd's
has been
pie.
in there for about half an hour, so it's quite.
you don't get a
cool.
whole lot
Now,
of
this
UK
mix
style
is
dishes
quite
around here.
Sticky. It's quite
And not many
alright.
made it
Now,
into,
if you had a wet mix because you could have mixed it
into,
all up with too much butter or anything
Mexican
like that,
culture.
you just add
or any
a
at
little
all.
bit of flour and stir it in. Now, this mix is okay, but you know,
Yeah, no.
we'll only do a little bit because we don't want to go bananas.
Some
okay?
fish and
So
chips.
You just
Oh yeah,
get
yeah.
a bit of flour
Well, we do have
and you stir it.
breaded fish, I
in.
guess,
Don't worry
with
about it. It's going to cook.
with papas fritas,
Okay?
fried potatoes.
Don't fill it up with flour, whatever you do. So make sure
Snorters
if you
and
use
mash,
flour,
Snorters
you
pudding.
stir it in. What we
Yeah, I
are
wish
going
we-
to
I wish
do
you did
is
use
take
more
that. We're going to
puff
take a
pastry,
few of our bread
because it looks delicious.
on there.
I wish we had more pies in my
because
culture,
we are going to sit our rissoles on those.
but now we like
breadcrumbs.
our
Like you say, you can do it
tortillas,
any which way you
corn
want, but
tortilla.
You've got to get that into a patty. You can make it
well,
round.
I guess an
square, you
empanada
can make
is kind of
whatever
like
you want. Just don't get stressed.
Cornish
over it,
pasty
Okay.
esque, but with
Now it is going to be a sticky mix, so it is going to stick to your mix.
masa flour,
Don't
which is
worry. So you just
ground
need to take
hominy,
some of
ground
that
corn.
into about the size of a tennis ball, and then we're going to put that in the breadcrumbs.
He's a master poor Muslim, so true.
So in
Get
the
him out of
interest
there.
of what I've seen before,
And ironically,
we are just going to add a
I
little
mean, you can leave
bit
the
of
Christian
paprika. We're going to give that a
Christian,
little stir through all that breadcrumbs.
Middle Easterners, the more white
And that's
Middle
going to give
Easterners.
us a reddish colour with the breadcrumbs.
Iraqis
So that choice
tend to be
is yours.
pretty Christian.
But you know, if you have these
They
rissoles
tend to behave
in
themselves.
some of the shops,
Mexican,
the
yeah.
fish shop especially, I had it in.
Much love,
It was
Anthel.
orange. But I don't
From the
think
Mexican
it was
to you.
paprika like we're going
Yeah.
for here. I think it was actually orange dye. Irrelevant. Okay, so what we need to do, carry on with our tennis ball size. In we go. Nice and steady. In there. On those breadcrumbs. So just
Yeah, those
keep going
breadcrumbs.
until you use it up. And then we're going in there at that egg. We're going to turn it over in that egg.
Scotch egg. It's the egg from Scotland.
And we're going to come back in here and cover it in breadcrumbs. Okay, for our rissoles, we're double dipping them. So we've dipped these ones and we're going to give them a little bit of
Oh,
a
my grandma, for the
squashy.
most part, she's the cook. She has her staples that she's pretty solid
And then we're
at
going
doing.
back in that egg mixture.
But
Back in
not
there.
so much my mom. You know, she
Now there's probably 100
well, actually,
different
yeah,
ways
she used to have
make
her
this, but this is
things.
how
She was
I'm
pretty
making
good
it
at
today.
cooking.
We're going to give it a little
They
bit of
wouldn't
squashing in
be
there, make up that-
specifically Mexican dishes.
a nice little shape on there. Now don't forget, we don't
But,
have to
I
worry
think it's
about the
mostly 'cause of
contents
my
of this.
great-grandma,
It's already cooked. So back in that egg,
Wouldn't let anybody in the kitchen
Back
with her,
in there.
and she wasn't really
Nice and
about
steady.
passing on
bring it
techniques
together,
or recipes
little
or any
bit
of that.
compact there in your hands. So we get these lovely patties. Superb.
But
Now we'll
yeah,
do
they're
the
pretty.
rest of the mix
they're
later.
solid.
I just
yeah.
want to get these on.
We
and
would
cook
eat,
these, show you how
but
it
no, yeah, they're
goes.
good. They're
Now,
good
of course,
cooks.
you can take your patties,
Well, my
stick 'em
mom
in the
is,
fridge, give them half an hour,
She
and then fry
doesn't
them.
cook the stuff that my grandma
We're just gonna
cooks.
get a pan on.
She would
Pan. Now we're going in.
She hangs
there with
around a
little
lot
bit
of
oil.
Middle
We're only
Eastern
shallow
people,
frying these. Don't
like
forget
Iraqi
that
or
all that
Arabic,
contents in
Turkish.
there is cooked,
So she
we don't
gleaned a
have to
lot of
worry
that from
about
them,
it.
you know,
We
lamb
just need to
chops,
shallow fry. So on with the flame.
or
Heat up your oil.
no shrimp,
When
shrimp
you've
with
got your
various
pan hot enough,
vegetables,
in with our rissoles.
which can be pretty good. You know, salmon.
Nice and gently,
Just a-
in we go. And
Not,
we shallow
I guess those
fry.
aren't specifically Middle Eastern, but stuff that she wouldn't be really cooking in the Mexican style. And if it's
Don't
meat
stress
that
too
we're eating,
much.
I'll
These
typically
are
cook the
already
meat. I'll
cooked
cook the steak,
all the way through. All we're doing
as
is
the
putting
men
a
are
little bit of colour
to
on.
do. Typically, if we eat carne asada, it'd
So
be
you
my
can be
grandpa
very
cooking it.
gentle and turn these over. You have to be gentle because they're still soft, but we don't want to burn any breadcrumbs. And as you can see,
But yeah, my
we're
great grandma
getting a
wasn't
lovely
so
crust
about
on
passing
that
on
side already.
techniques,
They
and
are
that
absolutely
not so good.
Perfect. Beautiful.
which is kind of weird, you know. They always talk about how they didn't have money, but I think it was
we go.
mostly because my great grandpa would
Oh, come on.
run off with the money with his friends
Look
and have a few
at
drinks
those.
and such. Not really poor
Fantastic.
from
Now
just
let them
being
crust
from being
up a
dirt
bit, and
poor.
If you have to turn them a couple of times, just turn them.
Because you would think, you know, if you grew up,
They
you know,
are
poor, you would
superb.
teach your
That is what
children how
Welsh whistles
to
should look
survive
like.
with the least amount of possible.
Well happy.
You know, thank God we weren't that poor, you know. But I see from their
They
habits and
smell
from the habits of
absolutely amazing.
the rest of my family
It's a
is that
fantastic smell coming out of there.
we grew up food
I can
abundant.
smell the leeks.
You know,
the
thank
beef.
God. But they don't
Oh.
really have the habits of poor people, which are typically good habits to have, you know.
Well, I think they're absolutely perfect.
Meat
So we're
abundant
going off
and
with
the
the
meat
flame.
man.
We'll cook the rest later.
So true.
Let's get some of these
Grandpa
served up.
snot.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Look
was
in
a.
there.
The men tend to be
that is well
kind of like that.
finished, mate.
I mean, they
Look
cool
at
down with
that.
age.
I'm just going to dribble over some
But
gravy.
yeah.
Just look
Scotch eggs. I've never had a Scotch egg,
those.
but I would try one.
They
A sausage,
are superb.
breaded sausage and
Okay,
egg.
you would normally serve it with veg and things, but we know,
Sounds
we're just
delicious.
doing the Welsh results to show you. Look at that.
But yeah, singing the
Okay, let's give
the
it a
Weeble
try.
song here.
Here we go. Look at this.
It does look
That
pretty
is
good.
phenomenal. A nice little bit of a crunch on there. Come on, let's get in here and give it a go. Let's move those up there.
Those are fucking
Let's get in here and
huge.
give it a go. What's it like? We know what it's like. It's mashed potato. Oh. Oh, listen to that crunch.
Damn.
Oh. Oh. That is phenomenal. Look in there. That is fantastic. You've got all that leek in there. Come on, it's Welsh. We've got leek in there, mashed potato.
Keep the Brits
corned beef,
British.
with a bit
That's
of
right.
crispiness on the outside.
They're really sad what their government's done to their people with the immigration stuff. With
That
such an
is
ungrateful
superb.
bunch of immigrants going
This
in.
Welsh corned beef risotto.
British culture's cool.
Amazing. It's absolutely
I mean, I'm not-
fantastic with the leek.
I mean,
in
I could
there.
say that because I'm not from the
mashed
East
potato,
Coast,
the corned beef,
and it seems
held
that most
together with
East
the
Coast
egg and the
people
breadcrumbs.
harbor
And
a
that is
pretty
definitely the way to go. Double
pretty
dip
genetic hatred
the
for the British
bristles. They hold
and their
together.
ways, but I'm pretty far
perfectly.
away from that. So it seems pretty cool to me.
That truly is fantastic. Now, obviously, you'd eat it with veg or chips, anything like that.
It's a disgrace, so
If you like
true.
what we're doing, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. Catch you in the next video.
Kano. Yeah, this guy's good. Backyard Chef. I recommend you check him out. Good content. Old Weeble. Yeah, this stuff was the tits, as they say, back in the day. When I came online, it was Weeble's pretty established already. When did this come out? Well, it was uploaded in 2010. Probably came out a little bit earlier. But you already had the eggs, the cat, all the Weeble stuff I used to be really into. Amazing Horse, of course. Slavonic, oh man. On the Moon, this dude was, or is, one of the greats. Badgers, of course. Mushroom, mushroom. Weeble and Bob. What? Because it was still uploading as of recently. Streams, huh? On the Moon, Catface, yeah, Catface used to be pretty Keno, Magical Trevor.
It's the egg from Scotland, it's a Scotch egg. In case the pork and breadcrumbs. Scotch egg, what's that on your leg? Is it a Scotch egg? Scotch egg,
What's that on your leg?
it's a Scotch egg.
That's why I always wanted to try one. Exactly, yeah.
It's actually invented in
It made it look really fucking delicious.
London by a shop called Fudman Masons. Contrary to popular belief, it's an odd Scotch dish and that's a relief, 'cause a Scotch egg is not a Scotch egg. Scotch egg.
Wonderful jams as well.
From Scotland,
Talking back comments. Scotch egg, it's Scotch egg. I'm kind of expecting a post-stream copyright notice. You know, any legacy internet stuff tends to be like that, but yeah, I'll risk it. It's so cute. Yeah, cat face.
Jelly penguin!
Witness the kidness. What? Just try to find it. Oh, episode 1.
Cat face, he's got a big cat's face. He's got the body of a cat and the face of a cat. And he flies through the air 'cause he's got a cat face. A
Cat face. I haven't heard that
was
in a
the
long
kitchen,
time.
rummaging through the cupboards looking for something to eat.
There's no ash flavored with fish in here. There's no pulpy wood products that smell like beef. What is this? This is no good for me. I must go to the shops, yes.
So off Cat Face
Oh yeah,
went,
the little
floating down the
accent he
street,
has.
children waving as he passed by.
You kids, go out of my way. Sure, I'm up to the shops, you know.
Hello, cat face. What can
I hate that shopkeeper. I don't even know why I came here. He don't even sell the cat food. It's a wood shop or something. I don't know. I don't care. I'm a cat. I can't read.
I'm a cat.
Silly cat face. Hey, kids, stay in school, yeah?
Is it even funny? I don't know. It's very dumb, but I guess it is funny.
Cat's face. He's got the body of a cat and the face of a cat.
So true.
And he flies through the air 'cause he's got a cat face. A cat face.
Cat Face was coming back from the shops.
Coming back
spotted an
from the
old lady
shops.
trying to cross the road.
Hey, lady, what are you doing? You are too old to cross the road on your own. Come, stroke me. Yes, you like it.
Oh, lovely little possums.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I like to stroke him with his bony hands. See, I'm rubbing you. You know what that means. There you go. You're safe in here. You belong to me.
This is a lovely room, dearie, but I've got to go get my pension.
No, you don't need money now. I rubbed you with my special smell, yes? You smell nice. You belong to me. You stay here.
But I got...
Stay with my special things. Be safe. Goodbye.
Oh.
Face. He's got a big cat.
Yeah, the fucking underlying joke that Catface is a bad person. He's a bad cat.
Cat Face had arrived at the pet store, ready to buy some food.
Hello, Mr. Catface.
Oh, hey, lady, what have you got for me today? Let me see now. Well, I'll take 3 tins of tuna for a start. Yes, it's good for the brain, you know.
Oh, yes.
How about those ashi sticks shaped like a fish? So you are under the illusion you are eating a fish, but you are not. You are eating the ash.
Not today, no.
But ash is very important in my diet, and to my people too. What
Ash?
are you, some sort of catist? That's right, yes, I said it.
We've got real meat treats, you know.
You are very funny. You talk, but all I hear is silliness.
Well, that's not very nice.
Yes, I know what you are after. The small matter of the bill. I'm feeling generous today, so I brought you half a mug.
What?
Don't worry, it's clean. I licked it. Bye now.
I need money.
You have the mug. Don't be greedy, honestly.
I'm going to start locking that door.
You should too, because crime is everywhere these days. Trust me, I'm a cat. Silly cat face. Property is fair for kids unless you're a cat, like me.
Yeah. So
Jelly
cute.
penguin!
And then On the Moon, I used to be a big fan of that one. May contain graphic or violent imagery. Oh shit.
Today we meet the Toast King, who rules over the moon.
Hello, I am the Toast King, and I rule over the moon. As you all probably know, heat induces royalty, thus I am king.
Hello, King. I am Insanity Prom Boy.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell me, Insanity Prom Boy, how did you get to the moon?
That's right.
What's right?
That.
What?
That is right.
What is right?
That is right. I am Insanity Prom Boy. I am on the moon.
I am the Toast King.
and I rule over the moon.
Even that Nazi movies?
Yes. Oh, evil stuff.
Well, that was not very good, is it?
Today we join the Toast King, talking on his moon phone, long distance.
Yes, that's right. The whole moon. I'm sure there's room up here for both of you. What are you wearing? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, I don't have a penis. Excuse me a moment. What is that noise?
Hello!
You again? What's that you're rolling?
A big fat doobie!
It's not a big fat doobie now, is it?
Yes? A big fat one!
It looks more like a huge testicle.
Testicles!
All right, calm down. What?
Du hast mein Testikel gestohlen!
Hitler's
Unless you get
testicle.
yourself dubbed, Moon Hitler, I'll just ignore you.
He has stolen my testicle, and now it is all covered in moon dust.
That's right!
Looks like the left to me. Ho ho ho! I'm on fire. Oh, evil stuff.
Well, these are a little bit tougher, at least comedy-wise. They didn't really age too well. Moon dust testicle. When I watched most of this stuff, it was during the stick death times. Nice. We have a bit of a generation gap, yeah. I did catch a bit of the tail end of that internet. Like my cousins introduced me to stick death, which is pretty keen. Pretty violent, but pretty keen. Then stick page, which was a little less violent, but they had the games on there as well. And yeah, this stuff that was on Newgrounds. So there's a bit of a crossover there. But yeah, during my early internet times, I was checking out a lot of this Weeble stuff on Newgrounds. I was into the lol so random humor. But yeah, it seems the cat face is still pretty funny. Billy Potatoes. Of course, Slavonic.
Here he is, the electro gypsy in his caravan. It's the future man. See him play a tune upon his Yamaha. A guitar and duo, they are too old school.
Watch him going door to door, selling bags of lucky ever, dropping fine electric beats, wearing trousers made of leather.
Yamaha, 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 Moog and a Casio.
Pirokino.
Here he is, the electro gypsy.
We're going back to 06, 08.
Plays future music long into the night till his fingers bleed. Well, that's alright.
Watch him going door to door, selling bags of lucky ever, dropping fine electric beats, wearing trousers made of leather.
Yamaha, Yamaha, Moog and a Casio.
Or 2011. At least that's when it was uploaded to YouTube.
There he goes, the electro gypsy. Everywhere he goes, he needs to take a generator. Power is not what he craves, my friend. It's just a means to his electro end. Here he is, the electro gypsy in his caravan. It's the future man. See him play a tune upon his Yamaha. A guitar and duo, they are
beats, wearing trousers made of leather.
Dropping fine electric beats with trousers made of leather. And of course, this one right here.
Look at my horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Have a stroke of its mane, it turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its wing. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, yeah, sweet lemonade.
Why does it look like Elon Musk? Did it always? Oh, it's the White House. So possibly could be a reference there. So the songs, let's see.
Narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, cause they are so awesome. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty wide, they beat a polar bear in a fight. Like an underwater unicorn, they've got a kick-ass facial harm, they're the Jedi on the sea, stop Cthulhu awaiting ye. Narwhal.
Okay. So I guess he doesn't like Elon Musk, which is fine, you know. I don't think any of us do.
Look at my horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Have a stroke of its mane, it turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its wing.
Oh my.
Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, yeah, sweet lemonade. Get on my horse, I'll take you around the universe and all the other places too. Shut up, woman, get up my horse.
Where can you see lions? Only in Kenya. Come to Kenya, we've got lions. Where can you see tigers? Only in Kenya. Got lions and tigers only in Kenya. Forget Norway. Kenya. Oh, Kenya. Where the giraffes are. And the zebra. Kenya, 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 Kenya. Kenya. Come to Kenya. Can you believe it?
That was pretty good. Oh shit. This one's animated by Greasy Moose. I forgot they did some work together. You could just tell the style, just like right away. The animation style for a sexual lobster, Greasy Moose. Yeah, that Newground Flash comedy is Kino. You know, kind of a forgotten era. And I don't really know what Weevil's doing nowadays. I don't think the Greasy Moose guy is doing like shows. It seemed for a while that he wanted to get something on Adult Swim, but it never played out. But the Greasy Moose guy, at least he's still doing his own stuff. I think he got his Patreon set up a while back and he's been making consistent money from that. But yeah, Angry Dog, Pleasure Island. Yeah. Oh, it's another greasy moose.
Magical dream time. Oh, what a sweet time. Holding on to
What a collaboration. Awesome face. Yeah, oh my god, my bucket. What? I almost forgot about that guy. My bucket. No, it's my bucket. Double rainbow, of course. Quadruple rainbow. Blast from the 14 years ago. Dogs can't do signs, so leave it at home. So true. Crabs.
I've got a big bag of crabs here. I gotta put them in my mouth.
The OG Brain Rot videos. Exactly, yeah.
Around the town on a market day. Everyone look at me and say I've got a mouthful of crab.
You hear Zoomers? This is where it all started. I think we need a Netflix doc on Flash animation. The bleeding crab-filled mouth, yeah. So happy, look at it. Me when I'm smoking weed. Oh my god. One thing that cannot be understated is the blood. Flash animation blood. Is not so many in these videos that we've seen right now, but it used to be around quite a bit, especially on Newgrounds. Blood. Flash animation, blood, and violence is can be grotesque. But the scatting at the end here made me think of this video I was thinking about last night. Fuck, is it like world's greatest scat song or like? Is it this one? It's like a scat song, but like with like the most amount of scat like phrases possible. Shoo do schwa, bobby schwa, beach me schwa, beach me schwa. I wonder if it'll come up at all. Not that kind of scat. No, not that kind of scat. No. That's totally wrong. I don't want any of these videos coming up, please. Let's get singing. I wonder if it will come up here. Maybe it's like the fastest. Damn, I wish I could remember it. Fuck. It's kind of like an oldie style song with like the most ridiculous scatting. It's not Scatman. I wonder if I could do it. Scat singing for 2010. Tom Waits. Corn. So dumb I was and still am, a regard. So true. Retards unite. I'll never not use an opportunity to bring up Interactive Buddy. Yes, exactly. Gone too soon, rest in peace. Looking up scab videos over here. Oh no. Yeah, you would think YouTube would be like, no, we're not gonna show you any of that video, but YouTube is literally like, oh, you mean poop scat? Here's a whole bunch of videos for that. But yeah, Interactive Buddy on Stick Page, or I think it was on Newgrounds too. I had a version on there that first few times I didn't really know how to play the game, so I was like, what even is there to do besides pull him around and throw grenades at him? But then you could pull up it's like the mods and stuff. You could throw a whole bunch of rubber balls in there, or zero gravity. You could take the ceiling away, and all that. It's a very what do you call it? Very diabolical game, but it was fun. Sometimes I would be mean to him, and then sometimes I would be nice, just to get that score up. I wonder if I looked up Shooty Wop. I got a big bad crab head. No, 2007? No, I'm gonna look at Shooby. The Shoe Body Bop? What? The fuck? Is that a dog or something? Oh, it's Dog Mask. Yeah, what? Roll Cats, could it be this? No. Zippity Doodah? No, it's not that one either. Dang. The only way I could look up the song I'm thinking of is to hit up a friend that I don't really talk to anymore. It's like after 10 years of not talking to him, it's like, hey, what's the Shooty Doo Wop song? You know, the one that goes, Shooty Schwa, Shooty Schwa, Shooty Schwa. I'll find it one day. Dang it. Songs to wear pants to? Oh yeah, that guy too. Songs to wear pants to. Fuck, what's the famous song that he did? He had a whole bunch of like comedy songs. Oh, did he do the Edgeworld intro? Really?
And this blossom goes out to my two favorite collectors. I've got a shooby-doo-wop for Karen and a my for Elaine. And there's a lot more where those came from. Once we hit the refrain, we'll spread this Merry Christmas joy all through the city.
Yeah, I remember this guy's site was pretty good. Damn, I'm going back 15 years over here. All the forgotten Kino. And that's the Kino we can remember. Shit. Yeah, one day I'll find the song and we'll play it. But I'm gonna be wrapping it up here. It's almost dinner time. But yeah, damn. Yeah, I did not expect to go down a nostalgia hole. Maybe we could do a bit more nostalgia. On another stream, another painting stream. Didn't really do a whole bunch. Just this so far. I've got an idea. I'll slowly be adding to that. Ow. Oh. Ow. Yeah, the zero gravity was fun. When I discovered all those other things. Oh yeah. Like those were unlockable with like gold that you would win by having the interactive buddy be in a good mood or something like that. Or it's like if you got to a certain good mood score, like these other things would unlock, like the laser or like you had the grenades, but you also later had like a rocket launcher. We should play one of these days. Just create a Newgrounds account and, or actually, I don't think I need to create one. I think they found a way to get Flash to work on the internet again because every time I go on Gaia online, it seems their towns thing or even their mini game options, which were Flash powered, they seem to be working now. The moon. That interactive buddy was slipping away. Yeah. It was fun. This is a fun little stream. Got into a good groove at the end there with the nostalgia. 15 years ago, 17 years ago. It seems not so far away. But yeah, we could do another one. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe like a pure nostalgia stream. I thought we were gonna have trouble with the Weeble stuff, you know, with copyright, but it seemed to be okay. Ooh. Yeah, thank you all for chilling. Thank you, Che. Thank you, Anthol, Perry, Scroat, and anybody else who's been chilling. Thank you. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Good evening, good evening. Yeah. Don't forget the Weebles. Yeah. See you.